Music listening is probably something that a lot of people do, but when it comes down to the main standard, it's probably just using a pair of headphones, which is why I'm gonna be looking at a pair of Sony $10 headphones, but also look at Sony MDR-7506s, which is $100, and comparing the two. Let's do it. Yes, I cut my hair, and I just realized that the brightness on this camera is a bit too low, so now I gotta adjust that. Now, I will say that the Sony MDR-7506s are one of the main standards for professional headphones. Like, you can find them in music studios. Even the artists themselves that are recording the vocals will be wearing a pair of these. Now, the other ones, the MDR-ZX110s, are basically cheap headphones that you basically get at the grocery store to basically make your kids shut up on a cards ride. Cards ride? That I meant to say a car.
Wait, you can download a card? Now I just gotta wait on my new car!
I've used a pair of Sony MDR-7506s since 2022, since I got these as a Christmas gift, and mostly have used these between recording work and editing my videos. I do tend to use these for mixing music if it comes down to mashups and that stuff. I have had a pair of these at one point, but just a couple of years back, and distinctly in one of my videos, you can see a pair that I actually threw onto my bed in 2018. These came from Walmart. They're brand new, and I haven't opened these up yet, so I'm gonna open these up real quickly, and I can get this out of the way so I can, well, you know, make this happen. Okay, so first impressions on these. The cable doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel terrible either. Cable doesn't feel terrible, but it doesn't feel great. It actually feels a little different than, maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't remember how the cable felt. This is where I should absolutely know that I know exactly how they feel like. Yeah, I remember these. I remember these headphones pretty well. Okay, they're very plasticky. I mean, they fold up, which is a nice thing, which means they're very easy to store. But they're Sony's. They actually block a fair bit of noise, even though they're just on ears. Like, they're not bad feeling, but this material does not feel that great at all. This is just shiny plastic, and this is like, I mean, they don't feel terrible. They don't feel terrible. I mean, the fit's not that bad. I mean, double cable. I don't like the fact that it's a double cable. But how would they actually compare if I were to plug them into an iPhone 4? I know a song that has bass. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have two devices playing the same thing and just okay, thoughts time. Again, Sony MDR-7506s are meant for studio applications, and you can absolutely use these for regular music listening if you want to. They're pretty well balanced. They're not like balanced, but they're balanced enough to where you can absolutely use them for like music production and that stuff. I actually really like the sound of these. They sound nice. The bass is good. Like, vocals are good. These are meh. They're not bad headphones. Immediately, I'm just gonna say that. They're not bad headphones, but they don't sound as good as the Sony MDR-7506. It's obvious. Why would anybody be like, oh yeah, it's a good sound? The main thing which I should say though, instead of just saying they're worse than Sony MDR-7506s, is that these are not meant for studio applications. They're meant for a basic listening experience when it comes down to music. And we're talking music that's like casual pop music. You don't use these for like the enhanced listening experience. If you are, then you're not exactly getting the best quality. I mean, they're not exactly the best in the vocal department. They're kind of muddy, separating vocals with the bass and this the top end, which the top end is more like cymbals and that stuff. The cymbals, the more drum-based stuff, like making the drums louder and the cymbals louder. These are not terrible, but they're not great for the like the music experience of like a lifetime. Like you could always get better than this. But 10 bucks, they're totally fine. 10 bucks for a pair of Sony headphones that are basic, they don't feel that good. The quality isn't that bad, but you can definitely tell that these are not gonna last a long time. They're gonna loosen up, and not just loosen up as in, oh, they're gonna feel a lot better over time. They're gonna get to a point to where they're gonna fall apart. These are professional state headphones, and they feel really good too. Like this is leather on the top. You can change the ear cups if you want to. These are like they're not the original ear cups, but they're like aftermarket, and they feel amazing. They're memory foam. They block a lot of noise out. I think the one thing which I would say is an advantage against the MDR-7506s is the cable, but not for the best reason. It's not like it doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel great either. The cable on the MDR-7506s is a coiled one, which reminds you of a phone cord, and then it's also like, if you want to make it longer, but then you can't go and revert it the same way. And it also helps that these also came with a bigger adapter, which meant you could plug it into an amplifier, like an actual amplifier for like stereo applications and that stuff. It's got higher ohms. Coming down to the base of, would it be good to buy these if you had 10 bucks? I mean, you could always go better if you have like 20. Like, it really depends. Cause this is the wired equivalent. Like wireless headphones are a lot harder to get for this price without compromising a lot more. I mean, here it's like the build quality is kind of I mean, it doesn't feel terrible, but it doesn't feel great either. For basic stuff, it's worth it. If you're taking a plane to, like, you're taking a long flight, these are fine. These are totally fine. For temporary applications, they're good. But as soon as you go up and trying to do professional stuff, get a pair of Sony MDR-7506s or get a pair of Grado SR60Xs, because those are like almost on the sub equivalent for like the Sony MDR-ZX110. Yeah, great name, Sony. These are meant for professional statements, and clearly these were more for consumer, but not great in a consumer way either. Like, if you're willing to pay a lot more, then you can always get better than this. So I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for watching this little video on a small comparison on headphones from the same company, but just cheaper and probably a lot better. Comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later when I talk about the iPhone 4. Been meaning to talk about the iPhone 4 for some time, but haven't gotten around to it. Bye!